getting here from New Jersey and the traffic.
It is way worse. I mean,
yeah. Jason usually doesn't go for the state parkish type place. He likes the private, you know, with all the fancy stuff.
I don't know how it is in the when it's raining out. At worst, I don't know if people get stuck up there.
How much does something like this run you?
Well, not surprisingly.
Who doesn't like beach camping?
We found the perfect campground that has so much to offer, not only RV beach camping, but a ton of history. The tool that we use to find this awesome campground is one that you've probably heard of before, but it is one of the sponsors of our channel, campgroundsviews.com. They are the official sponsor of this video, and it is an absolutely great tool because it allowed us to virtually tour this campground right down to the spot that we could pick before we even set foot on the campground. Campgroundsviews.com was founded by Mark Koepp, who was a full-time RVer for many years, and he got frustrated with exactly what's happened to us. You book a campground online, you go by the pictures that their website posted, then you show up and it's a disaster. But with campgroundviews.com, it gives you like kind of a Google Maps road view where you can see everything about that campground before you book it.
Exciting news for this year will be the launch of all Oregon and Washington state parks, and then they're following those with California, Texas, New Mexico, Utah, Idaho, Tennessee, and many, many more.
Campgroundviews.com is growing very quickly. They have over 1,100 campground tours, and you talk about full tours, bathhouse, parking lot, pedestal, everything.
And 35,000 campsites.
Right, and then if you see the site that you like, you can just click on that site and you can book it right through campgroundviews.com, which is pretty awesome. They have over 65% of all federal campgrounds on their website now. Use the discount code
Endless RVing.
You will get 25% off of your membership, which is pretty awesome. Go check them out. Their link will be down below.
All right, so we are here in Winter Island Park in Salem, Massachusetts.
And there is so much to offer at this park. We had to bring it to you guys. We're gonna go through our Endless RVing perfect campground review, but you're gonna be pleasantly surprised at not only how much this RV campground / park has to offer, but how cheap it really is.
So we will start with our must-haves like we always do, and there's a lot of great stuff here at this campground. So the first one is location. The first thing we wanna discuss is getting here from New Jersey and the traffic.
Yeah, traffic's pretty terrible. We thought New Jersey traffic was bad. Apparently Connecticut and Massachusetts, well, it is way worse. We drove one day up to a spot in Massachusetts, right? How far was it? It was like 79 miles?
It was about it was supposed to be about 3.5 hours, 3:15 or so.
But from when we stopped our harvest host to here, it was about 79 miles, and it took us almost 3 hours. It was terrible traffic. It wasn't during rush hour.
No.
So you want to keep that in consideration. If you have the ability to come up here off hours, like really early in the morning or maybe a little later at night, we strongly advise that if you don't like traffic.
The next section is site sizes and getting in and out. So getting into the park was pretty easy. Now there's different sections. There's 2 sections to the park,
there
right?
Was the parking lot, I believe, and the field section.
Right, so the RV field, and that's where we're staying. Yes. That's where we really like. The RV parking, the parking lot is actually on the water. So I actually wanted that, but it was booked. But then we got here and we went, it's probably good that we didn't stay here. It's where all the boat launches, there's a lot of traffic, the
it's
cars.
very, very crowded there. So I feel like the field was definitely a better
So the field is really nice. The good thing about the field is super easy to get into. It's wide open. We were able to take the Mustang off just right there. There's tons of space. So getting in, if you have a 45-footer, you just have to check the spot before you book, but tons of space.
So the next thing we like are level sites. That's not a deal breaker, but it's always a nice
It's our must-have, as close as we can get to it.
Yeah, level sites, excellent. You were actually surprised. We were off by like a quarter inch.
I had to restart our Level Mate Pro because I'm like, is it that really that close? Because we hadn't done anything.
Yeah, the birds are loud here. The sites are absolutely amazing.
Yes, and then the last must-have is they allow pets. There's a ton of dogs here. It's nice to see. Again, not a lot of places. There's not a dog park or things like that, but there's plenty of areas to walk them around.
I will just kind of touch on the level sites. Up in the field, it's kind of sand, right? Now, we've been fortunate. We've been here the whole weekend. We have perfect weather.
Perfect.
Sunny, 70. I don't know how it is when it's raining out. It could, at minimum, get very dirty and muddy. At worst, I don't know if people get stuck up there because it is sand, and that was when I was looking. I'm like, I'm glad the weather's okay.
All right, let's get into our like-to-haves now.
Look at the lighthouse behind us.
Look at that, so beautiful. So the first one is full hookups. Now we do not have full hookups here.
There are no full hookups here.
Right. So we actually thought we only had electric, but we have electric and water. Now, there's no dump on the premises, but like a half mile down the road, there is a sewage plant that you can actually, they give you a code to get in there and you can dump there for free.
No charge, yeah.
Right.
Now we do have 50, 30 and water. Water pressure is good. Electric, the panels, the post.
Pedestal.
Sorry, the pedestal. It looks pretty new. It doesn't look like it's beat up.
And in terms of space, so where we are on the RV field, we have a decent amount. I mean, they're kind of close because they're trying to fit a bunch in this small area, but it's not like you're right on top of the next person. And then we have cell signal.
Yeah, cell signal for AT&T. Excellent. On the motorhome, depending time of the day, it varies. We're getting around 33, 35 down, 18, 20 plus up. It's not the best we've had, but it's certainly more than enough for us to get stream and do whatever work we need to do.
So the next like to have is overhang. So in the field area, there was not a lot of overhang. There was maybe about one tree
trees,
there. And in the parking area, there was no trees there. So it's pretty much wide open in both areas.
Now for you, those of you with pets, specifically dogs, no dog park, but there is a lot of area to walk here. You have walking trails. You have an actual path all the way down to downtown Salem. Plus you have the wide open field, so that's not an issue.
Let's get into the bonuses now. Now this is not going to have your typical bonuses like a private campground would have, but they're different and they're really cool. So number one, they have a camp store where you check in. It's very small. They have some shirts and things like that. And right there also, which is actually kind of right behind us, they have a boat launch. There's a lot of people here. Yeah, a lot of people in and out.
You have the beach, of course.
Waikiki Beach.
Yeah, that's a nice bonus.
Gorgeous.
And now here's the real reason why you come here. It's the only RV campground, or I should say it's the only campground that allows RVs in Salem. Right in the mix of everything. And you're coming for the location. You are within walking distance of downtown Salem, like I said a little bit earlier, depending on how much you like to walk. It's about a mile and a half, but it's clearly marked out. There's private bike lanes, so if you like to cycle, scooter, run, they're very, very like friendly for stuff like that to town. So that's a real bonus. A couple other things they have kayaks you can take out. There's a bodyboarding. You can do all that stuff here. And of course, very historical, not only this park, but just Salem in general. It is a lot of history here. So they also have bathhouses now. We're using the bathhouses because we do have water, but again, we don't have a dump. So we got to watch that gray tank. The bathhouses are nice. They're small. The women's is 2 showers. Same as the men's. Yeah, but it's nice. It's clean and got the job done. They have hiking trails. The bathhouses have really good hot water, which is nice. And that takes us to the deal breakers. So the first one is breed restrictions. They do not have breed restrictions. There's this beautiful, huge German Shepherd staying right in the RV field near us. Huge, like 100 plus pounds. Huge. And the next one is bad reviews. Every place, as we say, always gets some bad reviews, but this has gotten pretty decent reviews. And again, the reason we came here is because it is the only one in this specific area. Any other campground that's close, there's really not many. They're quite a distance out. Yep. So with that, it makes it kind of difficult to get a spot here. Now let's talk about the landscape, guys. Everything is very well kept. We've been seeing the maintenance go around, emptying the garbage, cutting the grass. Everything is very well kept. So how much does something like this run you? Well, not surprisingly. Yeah. But it's definitely going to be less than if it was a private campground. So we're staying here for Memorial Day weekend. So it's a holiday weekend. Things are always more expensive. We're here for 3 nights. The total cost was $144. That breaks down to about $48 a night. Now that's including tax, title, licensing, you know, all the fees. That's what it is. They didn't charge us extra for having Jason here. $48 a night just for the location is well worth it. Couple other bonuses. You have the trolley that takes you right into Salem. Is it right? Is it above my head there? Right there somewhere. That is not free. There's a fee, but it comes through the campground, which is pretty awesome. And it does tours around. And then probably about half a mile up the road, you have the ferry that runs to Boston. So that's pretty cool. So if you want to go to Boston, also, we were talking to somebody yesterday on a tour. A train ride from Boston is about 35 minutes to Salem. So that's another awesome perk. We're having an absolute blast here. Jason usually doesn't go for the state parkish type place. He likes the private, you know, with all the fancy stuff. He's really liking it here. It's very, very awesome. Yeah, so will we come back here? Definitely, probably when we're most timers and we could avoid the traffic, because that is a big detraction. Like that was a turnoff as far as the the traffic getting here. In Salem is not too bad.
Right.
So in the comments below, let us know, have you ever been up to Salem, Massachusetts? Have you been to Winter Island Park? If so, put in the comments below. If you have not stayed here, what are some other campgrounds in the area that you would recommend? And then to the left of us, if you like videos like this, we'll put our RV campground playlist, we'll put our RV tours playlist. And for myself and MJ and Jason, it's a journey of a lifetime, and we'll see
See you on the road.